So good morning, everyone. Good morning. So let us start. Yeah. Good morning, Surakshana ji. Good morning, Badal ji, Taru. So let us start. I think we can start now. So we'll start the first kind of phase with 5 minutes meditation, and we'll stay with the breath. We'll focus on the breath for 5 minutes. And then for the last 2 minutes, I'll guide what exactly we will be doing. So let us stay with the breath for the first 5 minutes. And in case our kind of attention goes back to the thoughts again, we'll bring them to the breath, bring the attention back to the breath. Yeah. Okay. So the thoughts may come, and they will come and appear to be very, very important. But right now we are just staying with the breath. And now bringing our attention to the knowing of the breath. I know that I am breathing. And if possible, staying as that knowing for the last 3 minutes. Staying just as this open knowing. This knowing has no color, no quality, and hence it can take any quality upon itself. So usually we ignore the knowing. Staying as the knowing or awareness. Just pure open awareness. Last 1 minute. So we are going to listen to a little short clip of teaching. And after that, we'll take another 5 minutes silent break and reflect upon the teaching later after the 5 minutes. So I'm putting it on. So it's a long clip, but we are just looking at one part, and it's about letting go. So this is Jitsunma Tenzin Palmo talking about letting go.
How do you learn to accept and let things go, and how do we make acceptance easy? I mean, how do we let go? Well, we let go by letting go. There's no how, right? So we start, as with all things, with something fairly easy. I would like that last chocolate. Okay? Here, would you like the chocolate? Right? I mean, as an example, just something we notice that there is greed and grasping, and so we notice that and we do the opposite, right? So as we're learning to play an instrument, we start with very easy scales and we build up. So we start with simple letting go of very simple things, and then gradually we can let go of more essential things which, you know, we would rather cling on to. It doesn't, letting go doesn't mean that we have to give everything away. It just means inwardly we let go. That there is this inner release. Not that necessarily outwardly we have to give everything we own away. The point is that what we have to ask ourselves is, if we lost something, how would we feel about it? If right now you got a call saying, sorry, your whole house has gone on fire, what would you think? That's the point. You know, that old story about the king and his guru, right? I mean, the king had so much and he was totally unconcerned. The guru only had a bowl, and he was frantic that he was going to burn up in the palace. So this is the question. It's not what you own, but how much what you own owns you, right? Who's possessing who here? And very often it's our possessions that possess us rather than we're possessing the possessions. But if we hold them lightly and we enjoy them while we've got them, but if we lost them, then no big deal. Then we're free. That's the point. Inwardly, we can let go. Outwardly, it seems like we have much, but inwardly, we're holding it lightly. That's the point.
So just taking a 5-minute short silent break, and then we'll open for reflection. Yeah, anyone who wants to share any reflection on what we heard or anything?
Um, when sometimes I'm sitting for this, sitting as a way, like sitting with focus on breath, I, when, at times the disturbance or something is more than usual, like sometimes it's less, sometimes it's more. So I try to see how do I get carried away? How do I become the thought again and again and again and again? And I think it's because I am not able to let go. Like even for the 5 minutes, I'm not able to let go of my stories or what I think is important. And as soon as a thought comes, it's captivating, and I become that. So even after repeatedly telling myself that right now, say for the next 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I will not, I don't want to be the thought. Like I'm sitting in full awareness, not wanting to go there again and again. And yet it takes a lot of effort. It's like that becoming that thought is again like, a slippery slope. So what you shared was extremely beautiful. It sounds like such a simple thing, letting go, right? Like, especially when we know that, letting go is not the way. Like, how when I grasp, I actually do the opposite of what I want to do. And when I let go is then I get kind of, one can see that. And yet the sticking to the story is so real. I don't know, it's so ingrained that it doesn't feel this simple, and yet it must be, the way she said it, that how do you let go? You just let go. So that was, yeah, I think that's it right now. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I think that's why they, for example, dream yoga or in Tibetan dream yoga, they try to do that in the middle of the dream to be to be conscious that I'm dreaming. And that they say that that cannot be done if throughout the day I'm taking things as a reality, like this is real, as you were sharing, that any thought becomes so important and one loses oneself in that thought. And each thought is a, mostly, whatever our thoughts are, each thought is a part of a drama that is going on. And if I cannot see that as a dream, like, because if I see that as a dream, I see that I get a little detached, that, oh, this is a dream. So I automatically have that kind of a detachment from the story. And I not really take it too seriously. But if I don't do that during the day, then it's hard in the middle of the dream to know that I am dreaming. So, and it's, as you said, that it's easier said than done. Although those of us who want to do this, one has to just keep at it, to whenever see that one is clinging, to just kind of do the opposite as she was sharing. So if I'm clinging to a thought, letting go of that thought, not making that thought so important. If I'm clinging to a person, a thing, a possession, inwardly, as she said, letting go of that, that the life is not dependent on that possession. And in that we become a little inwardly free. Yeah. But one has to, I also see that one has to just keep at it. And as you said, that the default is the sticking. And with Mothers and Sri Aurobindo's words, it becomes rather clear that why is the default sticking? Because our journey as a human being is from the desire soul or the clinging sticky self to our true consciousness. And no wonder that the clingy self or the desiring self is more natural to us than a kind of a inwardly free self. Yeah.
Just one comment while you were speaking. It's like if I can take things to the root, the it this sticking, the opposite of letting go is the major root cause of all my suffering, right? Just because I cannot see things from a distance, because I'm too close, I pick up everything personally and sit on it. It happened to me, it's happening to me, he said it to me, she did it to me. That is the reason why I actually suffer or feel the pain of the things that I feel so intensely, because I'm not able to have that breathing room between events and myself. Yeah, thank you.
So I have another little short one. If not anything, we can together listen to it.
So what is the reality and what is our true nature? Actually, these two comes together. The real reality, what we call is your true nature. So we all have kind of like what we call basic goodness, basic innate goodness. Everybody has the awareness, which is free, genuine, peaceful, pure. Not only that, there's a love and compassion. There's a wisdom, there's capability, there's skill, there's talents, so many things within us. And each one is unique. And we can do whatever we want. There's a lot of potential within us. But the problem is we are not recognized. We don't know how to connect with those potential, those basic innate goodness within us. So this is the reality. So how we connect with that? So recognition. So in the meditation tradition, and they teach us how to connect with that. So for example, how to connect with the awareness, we begin with the breath. You know your breath. So awareness meaning knowing, pure knowing. And that pure knowing can be with thought, without thought, good thought, bad thought, emotion, good emotion, bad emotion. All this cannot change this awareness. Space, there's a storm, bad storm. It doesn't change the nature of space. blue sky with sun shining. It doesn't change nature of space getting better. So blue sky with sun shining is a positive emotion and thought. The storm, thunderstorm, is like negative thought, emotion. So normally we lost with the cloud, we lost with the storm. But if we know how to connect with awareness itself, awareness is free. So for me, this is really, really benefit. So when I was young, I have this storm of panic, very strong, and I always lost in the panic. But then as I learn how to connect with awareness itself, then I allow panic be in the awareness. So I have panic, but still I have this awareness. So for me, awareness is more than panic, more than emotion. So not only that, there's love and compassion. We all have this love and compassion 24 hours, but we are not recognized. We have wisdom also with us 24 hours. So we just know how to be with that, and we don't need to make, it's just there. We have to recognize.
Yeah, if anyone wants to share anything.
Good morning. I was trying to concentrate, and as if the thought processes which are crossing the mind, they get reduced. But sometimes if you try to apply force that I should not think, so then I think that doesn't work. So what I was trying to do is a natural flow, and naturally it should come, so that the number of thought process then it's getting reduced without any force. So I was trying to do without applying force. So that is helping.
Yeah, beautiful. Yes. I think these masters also say that we don't have to try to push away the thoughts. Let the thoughts be there, but only that, just like the example she shares is that, for example, you are reading a book and in the background, the television is going on, some series or whatever. So let the thoughts or emotions or feelings be this background television on which right now you're not paying attention. So it's not that I'm forcibly, as you said, trying to push away. And that never really helps, because in that we make it more and more real and our attention goes more there. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Anything else? Anyone?
You know, the thoughts are so strong sometimes, yeah, most of the times. Like even when he was saying that, you know, just stay in recognition, in awareness, the mind was saying, oh, it's very easy to talk. But you can't stay in awareness 24/7. I mean, that's the mind saying.
So I think what we can, like you said, like every master says, is that just come back to the thought, the breath, and maybe that is the solution. Thank you.
Yeah. And I think the conviction to stay with the breath or stay as awareness, and we are all the time, as he was sharing, that 24/7, who are we if not awareness? Because I'm aware of thoughts, I'm aware of feelings, some or the other feeling is going on, I'm aware of the aches and pains in my bodies. So actually we are awareness in the background 24/7. But the challenge is to recognize that I am, to not give so much focus on the thoughts and feelings which take all our attention, as you said, and they are so overwhelming mostly that it's hard to say that I am awareness. It's easy to say that I am this thought, and that is because, as we said earlier, that we are born as a desiring self, we are born as a very clingy self, and everybody has their own stories in the head that we cling to. You may have a different one, I may have a different one. So some thought may appear more overwhelming to me, and the very same thought may not be overwhelmed for you, right? For you, it may be some other story that is more overwhelming. So, and we have to get convinced that the more I get lost in these thoughts and cling to the thoughts and ideas, the more I suffer. And if we have suffered enough, and I'm convinced that that is not the way to go, then maybe I can take a different direction. Otherwise, it's hard to coax oneself. Yeah. So on a lighter note, there is this little something which someone shared with me. I'm going to put it up. Yeah, I don't know if you can see this. Trying to just make it bigger. Yeah. Can you read it? Is it
No, the
readable?
screen is
No,
gray for
no.
me.
Okay. I'll try again. Okay, I'll make it maybe. Yeah, then scroll up and down. Okay, so there is a dog sitting next to a person. Okay, now you can read. The dog is saying, why are you meditating? And the person says, to be here and now. And the dog says, seriously, look at the person's face. And the dog says, where else could you ever be? Where else could you ever be? And it's also like an irony, almost like a funny thing that we can never be away from the now. We can, even if I'm thinking about past, I'm thinking about the past in the now. We are always glued, as if there is this eternal now going on, and we are glued to that. And somehow we are in this situation, all of us human beings, because even when we are in the now, we are not in the now. So I think just to recognize that comedy.
Very good example, actually. Good. And it happens. This is the fact of life. Actually. With all of us, the same thing happens. 7 into 24.
Yeah. And as you know, as Mingyur Rinpoche was sharing, that for me, that's what he shared, that for me, the awareness is more important than the overwhelming whatever is coming up, the bad thought, the good thought. For me, the awareness is more important. And if for each one of us, knowing myself as awareness has not become most important, I think then maybe I cannot really, I do it right now. If something else is more important, it's better to attend to that. And that's what the other master, Rupert Spira, he also shares that, why are you interested in this? If there is anything in the world which is more interesting to you, then go and attend that. But if now knowing yourself as the knowing yourself as awareness has become the primary, most interesting thing in your life, then only one can do it. It's not like studying chemistry when you are actually bored by chemistry. We cannot do it here. So if this has not become the most important thing in my life, then maybe I should attend to the most important thing in my life. Yeah. So any last comments, any last reflections?
You use the absolutely correct word, Monica, comedy. And it reminds me of Shakespeare's play, Comedy of Errors. And this whole thing is a comedy of errors. The biggest error being our belief that this body is me. This is me. Just wanted to say that.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Badalji, you had unmuted, you wanted to share.
Really, a lot of practice is required. There's a constant practice. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
There is a proverb that practice makes man perfect.
Mhm.
So probably by practice, we'll be able to overcome all this.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Mhm. Okay, so let us stay for the last 4 minutes. We have still 4 minutes left. Let's stay with the breath and then we'll close the session. So knowing ourselves as the knowing, and even if one has to make a fool of oneself, that should not be a problem, because if I am the knowing, then nothing can stop us. So wishing all a very good week ahead, very happy Monday.
Thank you.
And yeah, thank you for joining. Yeah, bye.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.